Hello friends, this video is a continuation to the previous video in which we learnt about comparison or relational operators in Python. In this video, we are going to learn about identity operators in Python. So is and is not are the two identity operators. So the is operator returns true when both the variables, or if you may use more than two variables also, when both the variables point to the same memory location. So when we do x is y, then this is operator will return true only if the variable x and the variable y are pointing to the same memory location. Similarly, the is not operator returns true when the variables do not point to the same memory locations. So let's flip to Jupyter Notebook again and let's see some examples of these operators. Okay, so in our videos related to variables and data types, we already discussed that if we assign the same value to two different variables, they generally point to the same memory location. So let's have a variable called x and assign a value 10 to it. And let's have another variable called y and let's assign the same value to it. So now we know that there is a function called id in Python with which we can determine to which memory location or which memory address a particular variable is pointing to. So let's try that out. Let's first determine the memory location of the variable x and print the same. And let's determine the memory location of y as well. So if we run the cell, you can see both the variables x and y are pointing to the same memory location. So the fact that when we assign the same value to different variables, they point to the same memory location, this fact is only applicable for primitive data types like int, float, boolean, string, etc. Now when we move to the non-primitive data types like tuples, list, sets, dictionary, etc., this fact does not apply. So let's say we take two different lists, or let's say we take two lists and assign the same value to both of those list variables. Now you may ask me, what is a list? A list is nothing but a sequence or a collection of elements. The elements can be of similar data type or can be of dissimilar data type. So let's take two list variables. Let's give the name li1 to the first list and assign a value 1 to 3 to it, and let's take the second list variable and give it a name li2 and let's assign the same value to it. Now just like the previous cell, if we again check the memory locations that these two variables are pointing to using the id function, let's do that. And here it will be li1 and li2. So now if we check the memory locations that these two variables are pointing to, let's see whether they give us the same address or not. Let's run the cell. And as I just mentioned, as list is a non-primitive data type, so even if two list variables are containing the same value, they are not pointing to the same memory location. Fine guys? Now let's do one thing. Now first let's apply the is operator on x and y, then we will apply the is operator on li1 and li2. So if we apply the is operator on x and y and run the cell, as expected it gives us true, because what we mentioned in the slide, we said that The is operator returns true if both variables point to the same memory location. So in our case, x and y both are pointing to this memory location, right? So x and y both are pointing to this memory location. So that's why the is operator when applied on them returns true. Now if we apply the same operator on li and li1 and li2, let's see what happens. Let's run the cell again. This time it returns false as expected because the variables li1 and li2 are not pointing to the same memory address or same memory location. That's why it returns false. So similarly, instead of using the is operator, if we use the is not operator on li1 and li2, so they should return true, right? Because the is not operator returns true when the memory address pointed by the variables are not equal or not same. So as expected, it returns true. Now in the case of x and y, it should return false. The is not operator should return false. Let's see if that happens or not. And as expected, it returns false. There is another very common use of the identity operators. Identity operators are used to check whether a value or a variable is of a particular type or not. Suppose we have a variable x and its value is 2 plus 5j. Now using the is operator or is not operator, whether we can check whether this variable is a complex type variable or not. So we can check it like this: type x is complex. Now if we run the cell, we get true. So it confirms that the variable x is of type complex. So in this way we can check or confirm whether a particular value or a particular variable is of a particular type or class or not. So friends, before wrapping up with this video, I would like to mention one more thing, that is, if two variables hold the same value but they belong to two different classes or two different types, then when the is operator will be applied on them, it will return false. So I'm giving you an example. Let's say x equal to 25 and y equal to 25.0. So from the values you can easily say that x is an int and y is a float. So when the is operator is applied on them, like this, and if we run the cell, it will return false, because even if the variables are actually holding the same value, the type of the variable x is int, whereas the type of the variable y is float. So when the is operator is applied on them, it will return false. So that's it for this video, guys. I have given you some exercise problems. Please solve them and let me know the answers in the comment section. If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I upload more Python and data science related videos. And please don't forget to like and share my video so that it reaches a greater number of audience and they also get benefited from it. Thanks a lot for watching.